Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. On today's show, illegal Bitcoin mining operation exposed after fire erupts in Malaysian home. Oh my goodness. PlanB transfers Bitcoin to ETFs. Seriously, he prefers peace of mind. And the feature story of today, the list of U.S. states embracing Bitcoin reserves is growing. All this and so much more on today's show. Welcome, folks, to Crypto News Global. I'm your host, Nick Toka. Today is February 17, 2025, and Bitcoin is in the red today, down a bit, but 1.5%. The entire crypto market seems to be bleeding. Let's get right into our Market Watch and Bitcoin technical analysis. We will see right here a Bitcoin down a bit, 96,416. Ethereum down 1.5%, also at 2670. Solana down 6% at $183. XRP down 3.5%, $2.70. Doge down 3% at 26 cents. Crypto bubbles show us that we have about a 50-50 mix today in the positive and negative. Jupe down 11%, Virtual down 8.5%, Litecoin down 7.5%, Gala down 4%. On the positive, we have Hex up 7.5%, Pancake Swap, I believe that one is, up 4.5%. Most things that are up are only up about 3% max. And here we have for the week, Cake is definitely the big winner, along with Tel. Cake up 62%, Tel up 75%, S up 30%, Kaz up 24%. So there's some gainers. Even Trump coin for the week, 13.5% up. For the month, we're looking at a big red mess here. Trump, oddly enough, up almost 40% for the month. Ultima up 129% for the month. Tel 85%. Ohm up 104% for the month. Also, the Bitcoin market cap is currently sitting at $1.906 trillion. Ethereum's at $320 billion. XRP $155 billion. Solana 89 billion. Doge sitting in the number 8 position at 38, almost 39 billion. Cardano 28 billion, and Tron $21 billion. The total market cap as it stands is 3.13 trillion, with Bitcoin just below 61% of the total market cap. Ethereum down a little more today at 10.25%. Even XRP at 5%, and Solana has dropped off, and we have BNB above them at 3%. Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Currently, we are in a 51 and a neutral. Yesterday, we were 54 neutral. Last week, a 43 neutral. We currently have approximately 1,100 days remaining until the next Bitcoin halving event in 2028, with 165,861 blocks left to mine until that time. And until every block is mined in the year 2140, we've got 1,174,566 remaining to mine. The top assets by market cap, we still have gold at 19.5 trillion, way ahead of the pack. Apple is number 2 at 3.6 trillion, Nvidia 3.4, Microsoft 3 trillion, even Amazon 2.4 trillion, Google 2.26 trillion, Bitcoin 1.9 trillion, Meta not far behind them now at 1.86 trillion, silver 1.84 trillion, Saudi Aramco number 10 at 1.79 trillion, and Tesla number 11 at 1.14 trillion, and you can currently get 1,040 satoshis for one fiat US dollar. And the current U.S. national debt is sitting at 36,489,542,000,000, which equals to 107,223 per U.S. citizen, and that per taxpayer equals to 323,047 per taxpayer, and the number keeps riding. We've got some news about mining, and here in North America we're able to freely mine, and I encourage you to do so. Now, there's some people, and it looks like this is prevalent quite a bit in Malaysia. They're trying to get free electricity to actually do their mining. So if you're going to mine, guys, and I encourage you to mine, whether it's with a GPU or an ASIC machine if you can get your hands on it. Do it legally. Don't go stealing electricity. You're all, pay for your electricity. Do your mining. In the end, you're going to be in a positive position because you're gaining Bitcoin out of it. It doesn't matter what the electricity is costing you. I mean, it does if you want to make a profit, but if, let's say, you're making a small profit now and the price of Bitcoin goes to $1 million, well, then that profit becomes quite big, doesn't it? So look at it long term. So our story is an illegal Bitcoin mining operation exposed after fire erupts in a Malaysian home. Pretty sad. Malaysian power crisis deepens as illegal crypto mining drains resources, which in turn has pushed authorities to intensify raids, arrests, and equipment seizures. What's wrong with these people? Just mine. And I imagine electricity is pretty damn cheap in Malaysia. Malaysia was rocked by an unexpected discovery on Tuesday when an explosion and billowing smoke from a house along Lorong Sekira Purnuma, Bandar, Puncak, Alam led authorities to uncover an illegal Bitcoin mining operation. It's interesting. They almost give the guy's exact address here. The latest development comes as the Southeast Asian country continues to battle unauthorized crypto mining, which has caused significant financial losses and strains on the country's power infrastructure. So it seems they don't care if you're mining, but people are doing it and they're scamming their electricity. Electrical fire exposed illegal operation. The district police chief superintendent, blah, 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 revealed that 14 volunteer firefighters from that jurisdiction were dispatched after a local woman reported the incident to the district police headquarters at 11:41 a.m. on February 11th. Upon arrival, both firefighters and patrolling police officers had to forcibly enter the unoccupied house, where they found the fire originating from a room filled with modified electrical circuits. They had been illegally connected to the power grid and had short-circuited, which caused the blaze. And this is what I was saying in the intro here. You got to be an idiot to try and get around the power grid so you can have your rigs, mining. That's insane. Mine, for goodness sakes, but do it legit. Don't try and also steal the electricity. If you're going to go that route, then get yourself a place on a river or a waterfall and go old school and get yourself some hydroelectric power, rig it up like they did in the 1800s, and voila, you've got your free power, or solar or wind. After extinguishing the fire on the evening of Tuesday, a joint investigation by police and blah, 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 police personnel revealed the house had been illegally drawing electricity for Bitcoin mining. Authorities seized 9 Bitcoin mining rigs, 9 blower fans, and a D-Link router. And a D-Link router is worth like $1. So, yeah, there you have it. Not only did they blow up their house, they got their miners confiscated. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if the, cops brought it back and now are mining themselves with legit power, right? How many police did it say were dispatched? I think it said at some point here. 14 volunteers. So, perhaps 9 of them who the younger ones who knew what these things were, maybe they just brought home some Bitcoin mining, probably Bitmains, and now are mining. This is obviously speculative, but give me a break. The latest case shed light on yet another instance of illicit cryptocurrency operations that have been growing in frequency across Malaysia. Bitcoin miners stealing electricity in Malaysia between 2018 and 2023. Malaysia lost approximately 723 million due to unauthorized electricity use for Bitcoin crypto mining. In October 2022, crackdown authorities seized and destroyed over 2,000 uncertified mining devices worth $467,000. Destroyed. See, this goes back to this is the conspiracy theorist in me. Sure, you destroyed them, worth 467,000, 2,000 rigs, or are they now mining legally in their own houses using legit electricity? That would be my best case scenario. Anyway, our next story is a strange one. We're always talking about self-custody here, and the creator of the stock-to-flow model, also a big Bitcoiner, who certainly, I've read in the past, were in line with self-custody, managing their own Bitcoin, now has gotten lazy on us, and PlanB transfers their Bitcoin to ETFs, and they prefer the peace of mind of the ETF. Permanent Bitcoin analyst PlanB confirmed a transfer of Bitcoin holdings to ETFs. The move has triggered discussions about self-custody within the crypto community. The analyst, known for his stock-to-flow Bitcoin price model, cited ease of management and peace of mind as key factors in his decision. In a post on his 2 million X followers, PlanB explained that managing Bitcoin alongside traditional investments like equities and bonds through ETFs better suits their needs. Not having to hassle with keys gives me peace of mind, he stated, acknowledging the departure from popular not your keys, not your cheese, not your keys, not your coin, they call him maxim. PlanB revealed Netherlands tax structure that influenced the move. When questioned about tax implementations, PlanB revealed his decision was influenced by the Netherlands tax structure, which lacks capital gains tax on realized profits. Instead, the Dutch residents pay an annual wealth tax of approximately 2%, calculated on an assumed 6% return on total assets held on January 1st. So he didn't really... he sold his Bitcoin, and then he bought ETFs with it. So, and he didn't get taxed on capital gains. So, I mean, look, for some people it is easier. I'm not gonna lie. And in North America, there are tax there's tax on selling your Bitcoin. Even if you sell it for 5 seconds and rebuy it, or even if you sell and leave it in cash, or even if you sell and put it in another coin, or even if you transfer it to your friend or family member, it's considered a sell, and you are taxed in that tax year. Whereas in the Netherlands, it seems there's no capital gains, and then they pay this annual wealth tax of approximately 2%, and which is way lower than anywhere in North America. So he paid 2%, and he's getting the peace of mind. Maybe he took some money for himself too. The price is, at about 100K. Well, 96.5 is what we just saw. So thanks for joining, Billy Grande, and thanks. Good to see the weather is beautiful and sunny here. It's super snowy over here. I encourage everybody to join in the chat and also add some comments, and I'll be sure to get out and respond to your comments and answer any questions that you might have. Appreciate everybody joining. Also, much appreciated. So Plan B has gone into ETFs, which is interesting. Again, if you are in a country where it's going to be heavily taxed for you to sell, it doesn't make much sense. It makes the most sense to keep it as a cold storage until it's time for you to sell, or if it gets to the point where the things you want to actually purchase become available in Bitcoin, i.e. maybe eventually, you could buy a house in Bitcoin. 4 years ago, Tesla was allowing you to buy a Tesla in Bitcoin. Ferrari is still allowing you to buy a Ferrari in Bitcoin. And I am very happy for you if you're able to buy a Ferrari in your Bitcoin. I wouldn't suggest spending it all in one place for sure. Definitely not all of it on a Ferrari. But if you had, 1,000 Bitcoin, I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Saylor bought a Ferrari with Bitcoin, right? So with the Bitcoin rising, we've got more Bitcoin adoption around the world. We've got nation states starting to adopt the BITI, and we also have the U.S. who has given a request to the Crypto Czar team to look at making Bitcoin a treasury reserve and to investigate. Trump gave him 180 days to check it out and come back with a recommendation. Since then, and actually even before then, there have been many states, individual states, that have posed a Bitcoin treasury bill. And here we've got a list of U.S. states embracing Bitcoin reserve, and the list is growing, and nearly 24 states are now exploring legislation to establish strategic Bitcoin reserves, signaling a significant shift in how public funds approach cryptocurrency. So that would be 50% of the individual states now have Bitcoin reserves or bills to establish one. Investment management firm Van Eck estimates that if these bills are enacted, the United States could collectively acquire around 247,000 BTC, valued at $23.5 million at current prices. Why are states investing in Bitcoin? States-managed funds are considering Bitcoin for several reasons. Inflation hedge, often called digital gold. Bitcoin has long been touted as a safeguard against currency devaluation. Diversification, cryptocurrency in general operate independently of traditional financial markets. Growth potential, Bitcoin's historical appreciation suggests that potential for high returns over time. Galaxy's digital head of research, Alex Thorne, said the Bitcoin price could reach the 185,000 level by the end of 2025. Here's a look at the states that are already making moves toward Bitcoin investments. We've got Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Kansas, Illinois, Iowa, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, Montana, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Well, and then the article goes through in detail, and if you guys want to see all the bills and the specifics for each one, by all means, you can check the show notes and go through this all yourself if you're interested. I also had a chart the other day, which is maybe a little easier to read than all the verbiage here, about the different states and what they are, at what stage they're at in terms of Bitcoin adoption. And it sure seems like the states will be, and I don't mean the United States, I mean the individual states, as we see here in the list that I just dictated, will likely be adopting Bitcoin before the actual before the feds start adopting it. And it seems that they're going to front run the states. So, we've got 250,000 approximately if these states that were listed adopt Bitcoin. And then if the actual feds adopt it, then they've already said they're going to be looking at purchasing. It was 5%, actually it was 1 million Bitcoin, I believe is what they said, over 5 years. So 200,000 Bitcoin, 5 years. Yeah, that's about right. So, there goes the supply. Once the supply goes, then the price is going to skyrocket. Additionally, just when they announce that they're going to be hodling the Bitcoin and putting it as a reserve, the price is going to skyrocket. So we're seeing a lot of sideways action. We've gone through this before for about 3 months now at least. Bitcoin's been going sideways. So I do expect, Bitcoin's got its own vector. It does definitely react to big news. But I think the main pricing for Bitcoin and price fluctuations are due to the supply demand. I also feel like the bigger companies that are buying up the Bitcoin, like BlackRock, for example, need this price to stay low. So there might be some kind of weird manipulation that shouldn't be happening. But maybe they figured out a way. It wouldn't be surprising if they did. They, of course, do have $11-12 trillion of assets, so they've definitely have the money to research these things and figure out a way if they really needed to. That's both legal but yet unethical, I guess would be the best way to put it. Hopefully you found these stories interesting today, guys, and remember that money is abundant and money's everywhere. It's time that's scarce, so spend your time wisely. Spend less money than you earn, and if you start making more money, save more money. Don't start spending more money, and start saving when you're young. If you start saving when you're 20, you should be able to retire when you're 40, 45. And if you've got a great idea, start that idea today. Even if you're not ready, start right away. Make a few mistakes, and you'll revise your idea a little bit and get things right, and it'll move forward. And it's the best route to go, rather than saying tomorrow's the day, because tomorrow might never come. Hopefully you did find the stream enjoyable. Please help me in my goal to reach 500 subscribers this year. And please help me by doing that, by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we will see you on the next stream, folks. Thanks so much for joining Crypto News Global.